ARESxGOD here, and this episode was a bit delayed because there were some issues with the subtitles. Crunchyroll forgot about them apparently, but whatever that happened, always happens, something like that. But with the episode, I gotta say it was well worth the wait. I had so much fun. I always love seeing overwhelming force just obliterating something, and this episode more than delivered. We had the dragons, the creatures, and Ainz again, showing how much he plans ahead. I love all of the discussions with him and Demiurge. So let's get into it and talk about it. Now, at the beginning of the episode, I gotta give a lot of credit to the leader of the creatures, the Lord Ryu or something, if I remember his name correctly. Well, he was talking to the one that fought the Death Knight, getting sort of a report. He was asking the right questions over there, but also at the same time, he was still being a bit smug and arrogant, still thinking they had the upper end. But he quickly came to a realization what exactly he was facing there. Now, before we get to that, we have him. I'm still very curious how this relationship happened with him and the dragons, because he was able to contact the dragons even though he was still kind of submissive towards them. He still knew that they weren't any match for the dragons. He was still able to talk to them, ask them for favors, even though he was charged way too much. He had to overpay for that favor because the leader of the frost dragons was also very smug, arrogant, and my shiny things as per dragons how they usually are. But he got them to agree to fight against the dwarves. Of course, they had no idea what they were doing and who they were going up against. But even so, this dragon was extra smug, like an extra level of arrogance. You thought he was too good to even go outside to fight. Wanted to send one of his sons in, Heijin Mal, if I remember his name correctly, and I liked him ever since his first appearance over there. He goes after him to get him out of the room, and my first thought was, is this dragon a bookworm? He even had a glasses room full of books over there, hoarder. He felt like a different kind of complete opposite of his family, and especially his father, which had a lot of wives also around him. Kind of used them not just for mating, also to take advice from them. And now he sent his son in to do the fighting. No, he has to go. He seemed a bit shy, even admitting he's not really good at fighting. Kind of lifting up his belly. Kind of felt that in my gut over there. Literally, I also have a belly, so we can relate to that. Heijin Mal, you're my spirit animal for this episode. And he goes in obeying his father. Now I like the remarks that Heinz was making when he saw him. He seemed a bit small for a dragon, and poor guy Hejimal was completely scared, finally realizing what he was up against. But before he could get crushed with one of Eisen's spells, Grasp Heart, he instantly prostrates himself, submitting completely that position. Saying he's gonna submit, he's gonna do anything over there. And I was like, yeah, I could use some dragon meat, bones and stuff like that. No, 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 wait, wait. Even called him, you're a bit fat, aren't you? I'm paraphrasing a bit, but I'm a rare dragon, of course. Not every dragon is like me, poor So, being fat saved his life in conclusion. That's all I'm gonna take from that interaction. So, Ainz grants Heijinmal to Aura as to be the master of the dragon. And if I remember, or from what I'm seeing, I think Aura has some pheromone type of powers. It threw some pheromone at Heijinmal to stabilize who is the actual master in that interaction. And Heijinmal just peed himself out of happiness. Now, apparently, while Aura explained everything that was going on, Shaltir, I love Shaltir so much, how she sees the world, how she interprets certain things, even now when she heard. So, if it's out of happiness, should we all start doing that? No, Shaltir, no. Don't do that. She was also awesome this episode. We'll get to all of her scenes. Now, I gotta give more credit to Gond also. With each episode, he pleasantly surprises me every time. Seems to be like a very, very honorable individual. Even going as far as to ask Ainz to spare Hejinmal's mother while they go after the dragons, and Hejinmal starts introducing Ainz to all of the dragons. And of course, his father being very smug and arrogant, refusing while Ainz coming in. If you submit, you're gonna leave. Yeah, he didn't go for that, so we finally get to see the use of Grasp Heart completely crushing his heart. Dying instantly. That was super, super easy, which I liked that quite a lot. Overwhelming power and force. And we sort of had a I'm Spartacus. No, I'm Spartacus. I'm Spartacus moment with his mother or mothers. I'm his mother. I'm his mother. All three were his mother for a different role. But Ainz keeps his promise, and a promise is a promise, sparing all of them, and they submit, seeing who they were, who they were against, and the shenanigans, and so to say, Gondo, you are a bad guy. They finally go for the treasury to get the book they were after there. And Ainz uses one of his items, which apparently can only be used 7 times, and now 6 times left, probably to unlock every door. I don't know if every door, but at least a lot of the doors, which apparently was able to open the treasury room, was full of treasure. So they're also even more richer now, not just getting the book they want. But yeah, now on the other side we had Aura and Shaltir having to deal with the creatures over there and the conversation between them. I really like how Aura is like the big sibling for Shaltir. When we see what Aura realized the last episode, that the Death Knights did indeed die falling down while the bridge was cut off, and trying to explain the situation to Shaltir, saying Ainz realized and stopped me before I could tell him. But Ainz didn't stop Aura because of that. Just a small misunderstanding, and how they always give credit to Ainz. I love that so much. Now we also have the creature lord of those. What was the name of the creature? I forgot. I'm sorry about that. And again, he being very cautious over there, analyzing everything, being ready to fight, and Shaltir and Aura coming in saying, "You have a choice: submit or die, or a lot of you are gonna die," and giving exact numbers, calling their species literally. Uh, this number of males, this number of females, this number of kids, that's all is gonna be left of your species, and then you're gonna submit. So you either submit instantly or we're gonna call you. So unfortunately he made a poor choice in this case. They decide to fight. And how can I call this? Shaltir was like a meat grinder, literally a hill of bodies, just cutting them one after the other, just complete genocide, decimation. Yeah, and poor dude realized the mistake he made over there, and after that, again, gotta give him credit, even though he fucked up big time, he knew what had to be done in that situation to save not just his people, his entire species over there, sending some of his warriors. We need you, go in. And you saw how much it hurt him. He knew that he was sending in his own people to die for them to reach that number that Shaltir gave them, so all of them survive. He made a dumb choice, but after that he did everything he could to try and save his people over there, even though it was more than painful to say the least. And the realization after that screaming, why didn't they show us from the start how powerful they are? Well, you kind of assume they weren't. You thought you had the advantage, you thought you had the upper ground, and yeah, don't overplay your hand in this situation. It's always easiest to lose when you think you have the advantage, and I like how much they proved that in this episode. And even back with Ainz, one of the dragons wanted to not submit, instantly gets his heart crushed again. So now not only does Ainz have the dwarves in his favor, as a bunch of dragons submitting to him, as the creatures Kwagonga submitting to him. So the population is growing and growing, more treasury, the runesmiths over there. And even I like how Ainz went there and I'm a generous god, or no, I'm a merciful king. The blood of your people will wash away the bad decisions you have made so far. So if you submit, I'll guarantee the prosperity of your people. Which I like a lot because he doesn't see them just as slave. He actually wants them. Hey, you're gonna submit, but you're also gonna have a proper, decent life instead of just abusing them instantly as soon as he makes them submit. And this is where Shaltier kind of steals the scene or the episode entirely. I feel like it was still more of her episode, even though Ainz did the major moves. He felt really good being praised by Ainz for everything they did, and the conversation with how the Death Knights died. Ainz actually says, hey, I made a mistake over there. I deduced something wrong, but again, they start giving him credit for anything and everything. Saying, I know you did it for me, for my own good. You never make mistakes. And yeah, she started crying, tearing up, and going in for the hug over there. She's really, really cute. So innocent. I like the dynamic, the how it is. You see how cute, innocent, and a bit of an airhead she is, but also at the same time she's the best killing machine. Like literally killing machine. And at the same time she's the cutest thing ever. Yeah, gotta love Shaltier. What can I say? Now, towards the end of the episode, we see the runesmith having their goodbye party, leaving the kingdom. Gondo still having that complex about not actually being a runesmith, but he's still very happy and thankful seeing how good they are being treated, and they can leave the kingdom in peace and join Ainz. So yeah, pretty much Ainz won on all fronts, to say the least. This is where we have Demiurge being called in. Ainz looked through the theocracy plans over there, and Demiurge asks a very important question. How many steps ahead do you plan, do you see? We have an inner monologue, Ainz being honest to himself at least. I can't even see what tomorrow holds, and I definitely can agree with that. But he starts going on one of his own tangents, reminding himself something, an old proverb, and saying 10,000 years. Wait, what? You're seeing 10,000 years? Of course, now it all makes sense. All of your plans and moves were because of this. I love you, Demiurge. But yeah, 10,000 years, of course, it makes sense. Everything's according to plan. Now, overall, I really like this episode. Just reminded me why I love the series, exactly for things like this overpowered main character, just showing overwhelming force, and we had more than enough in this episode. Not just with Ainz, with Aura and Shaltier. And remember, this is the 10,000 year plan. So I'm sorry if my voice sounded a bit too low. I still am not fully recovered, but I'm curious what you guys thought about the episode. What was your favorite scene? Let me know down in the comments below. As always, thank you very much for watching. Remember to like and subscribe, helps me quite a lot. You guys get the latest videos on the series that I follow. So keep enjoying Overlord. See you in the next one. Bye bye.